So let's begin with our usual morning stretches. So coming down onto your back, arms overhead. Just finding a gentle reach from toes to fingers. Maybe a nice big breath there. Might feel nice to roll a little through the wrists and the ankles. Just getting things moving around a little. Getting the morning crunchies moving. Let's do a little of our ooey gooey reaches. So just lengthening from one side to the other. Yeah. Good. Let's do that one more time each way, making some space this morning. Good. Just circle your arms around. Bend your knees. Bringing your feet to the floor. We'll begin here in constructive rest. So just taking a moment to close the eyes and relaxing the corners of your eyes. Soften down through your jaw, down through your throat, the shoulders. Let the weight of the chest sink down. Soften the collarbones. Soften the belly, the hips, the feet. And just taking a moment to tune in, saying hello to yourself today, noticing how you are, where you are. Sort of orienting yourself to the space that you are in. So with eyes closed, what do you notice? Perhaps you feel the texture, the ground, the floor, the mat beneath you. You just get a sense of the room, the space around you. Maybe the temperature, noticing, or if the sunlight's coming in, noticing. So just letting yourself land here, arriving here. Let's take another deep breath. Beautiful. Now tuning into your breathing. Starting to find just an easy, rhythmic breath. Long, slow inhale. And long, slow exhale. And as the breath comes in, notice that pause for a heartbeat at the top of your inhale. And again at the very end of your exhale. So it's roomy, it's spacious. So our breath pattern is long, slow breath in, pausing for a heartbeat or two at the top, and long, slow breath out, pausing for a heartbeat or two at the bottom. Let's just take 2 or 3 more breaths in this way. And if the mind's feeling a little bit more squirrely this morning, we can weave a mantra in, just saying to yourself as you breathe in, arriving here. So arriving here in this moment. And as you breathe out, releasing now. Releasing whatever you don't need right here, right now. Arriving here. Releasing now. And throughout our practice, you can return to that mantra and you can even simplify it a little bit more, just saying to yourself on your inhale, here, and on your exhale, now. So one more breath here, now. Beautiful. Just pause, relax for a moment. And we're going to come back to that rhythmic breath now with some arm sweeps just to get a little bit more connected to our here now. So with your arms down by your sides, palms flat into the floor, let's take the length of our next inhale to sweep the arms up. And the length of the exhale to sweep the arms back down. Good. Keep going at your own breath body pace. Inhaling here. Exhaling now. As much as possible, lovingly letting everything else go. So we can clear the space for ourselves to get a little bit more connected with ourselves, with our breath, and with this present moment. Good. Now we're just going to add on, build onto that movement a little. So let's take the arms back overhead and pause. Stay right there as we extend that right leg out. Just a lovely little reach through that whole right side. This left leg is sort of your stabilizer. It's just going to hang out as we take this whole series just with the right side. Okay, so from here, let's breathe in again. As you exhale, gather your belly muscles to your back a little bit more. Bring the right knee in with hands to it. So you're just going to give it a little squeeze into the chest. That might feel like a really lovely stretch into your low back this morning. Okay, keep going. Take the length of your inhale to reach back out. The length of your exhale to gather the right knee in. Little squeeze. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Find the spaciousness there. There's no rush. Arriving here. Releasing now. How about one more? We're going to stay there with knee to chest just for one full breath, relaxing the shoulders and gently rolling your head a little side to side, just to make sure there's not any unnecessary grippiness here through the neck area, jaw, throat soft. Good. All right, let's give a little bit more love in here to this hip. So bringing your right hand to your knee, that left arm can just relax by your side. Kind of give that leg a little wiggle so it's really loosey-goosey, and as much as possible, letting your hand guide that movement as we circle the knee around for our knee stir. That's really a hip stir, so a little lubricating movement, warming up the synovial fluids, getting our joints all nice and juicy here, healthy, happy, mobile joints. Isn't that fun to say, mobile? Mobile. All right, go the other direction. Easy breezy through your body. Okay, one more circle around. Now, as you come back to center, we're going to switch our hand holds. So now our left hand finds the knee and the right arm goes out to the side. So we have that opposite hand to knee, tipping over to the left into an easy twist, just going as far as you are comfortable with. Remembering if you need to prop the legs up a little, that is always fine. And rather than feeling like we need to work hard to get in that twist, just go where your body naturally stops. Breathe, melt, and let this be a gravity-assisted shape of your body. So not even a stretch, just melting in, softening in. ask the abdominal muscles to help us come back up. So on your next exhale, gather your belly in towards your back. Rolling back, give your knee a little squeeze, both hands around it again. And from here, slip your hands behind the thigh, pressing the heel gently up, and say a good morning to that there hamstring of yours. Okay. All right, and then let's just play with this for a moment. So we're gonna bend the knee into the chest and press gently up through your heel. Remember, you're also staying really rooted, grounded down through that hip. So with your breath again, inhale, knee bends. Exhale, we stretch. Let's do that one more time. And this time holding here, rotating through the ankle. Get a few more joints moving in our body, warming everything up today. Circle the other way. Into a little flex and point. So just pumping through the ankle, stretching the back of the calf, front of the foot. Point and flex. Good. All right, come back into that flexed foot. Imagine that you're standing on the ceiling. Again, feel that hip really rooted and grounded. We're gonna bring the arms up from there. So shoulders heavy. We've got a little hug of our belly to the back, so a little core support. And then slowly lower the leg down and the arms overhead. So it's smooth, it's controlled, it's slow. Try not to let your back arch there, so we keep that little hug in. And can the leg and the arms find the floor at the same time? That's just a fun little thing to think about. And then when I get there, let everything relax. Nice big breath. Good. Circle the arms around. Slide that foot back onto the floor. Pause for a moment and just start to notice how these two sides of your body are feeling. Maybe you can feel a little blood flow coming into the muscles. Maybe they feel warm and tingly in a good way. What do you notice? Okay, so before we go to the other side, we're going to do a little movement interlude here with our bridging. So maintaining that neutral spine as we press the hips up. So equal weight into the feet, arms pressed down, shoulders lightly pressed down. Now, seeing if you can keep more of that equal length front and back. So for right now, avoiding that bigger arch of the back. So we're working on a little core connection. Stay there for a second. Are your hips level with each other? Can you feel the knees reaching forward? And then lower back down. Let's take a breath in here as the hips come to the floor. Again, exhale, pressing up. You decide how high the hips lift. Okay, inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. So next time we're going to lower and relax. Pause. Let everything melt down. Beautiful. Coming to the other side now. So we'll reach the arms overhead. The left leg extends out. We're going to go through that whole series now through the left side. So let's take a breath into the length of you here. As you exhale, gather your left knee to you. Give it a little squeeze, knee to chest. Inhale, extending back out nice and long. Exhale, knee hugs in. Again, see if you can connect with the rhythm of your breath. Long, slow inhale, pausing at the top of that reach. Long, slow exhale, pausing at the bottom of that squeeze. Arriving here, releasing now. Let's do one more here. And now. We're going to hold knee to chest, breathing down into your belly, into your rib cage, down into your low back. Keep taking the right hand away. Left hand guides that left knee around in a little circle. Now, can you ask that big, beautiful thigh muscle? Some of the strongest muscles in the body are the quads, the thighs, to not do anything. Right? Can you ask it just to relax? Let the hand guide the movement. So it's more of a movement massage into the hip. A little less muscular effort right now. We'll get those muscles moving here in a second. Let's go the other way. One more time around. And as you come back to center, we're going to switch hands. So your right hand finds your left knee. That left arm opens out to the side. We tip into our twist to the right. Again, just melting in. It might feel really lovely to roll your head a little side to side here, massaging the back of the head. And then just let your head find its sweet spot. Where does it feel most at ease? Notice where you might be feeling a little snug in your body. Can you send your breath into that area? Sigh it out. Taking another big breath, and on this exhale, draw your belly towards your back. Rolling back, little knee squeeze into your chest. Slip the hands behind the thigh and press that heel up. Just say hello there, hamstring on that side. So hip heavy. Good. Let's bend and straighten the legs. So knee bends in. Stretch the heel up. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, we stretch. Let's do that one more time. We're going to hold this next stretch. Rotate through the ankle. Little circles like you're painting a circle on the ceiling with your toes. Or maybe you imagine you're scooping out the peanut butter jar with your foot. Go the other way. Get all that ooey gooey goodness right here, right now. Good. Take it into a little flex and point. So really mobilizing through that ankle. Flex and point. All right, we're going to flex and hold. Strong leg stays right there. The arms reach to the sky. Take a breath in, and on your long, slow exhale, or more breaths if you need, slowly lower the leg down and the arms overhead. Again, can they find the floor at the same time? So the legs got a little further to travel. Yeah, smooth control all the way to the end. And then relax everything. Circle your arms around, slide that left foot onto the floor. We're going to do one more round of our bridging. So just again, feel equal weight into both feet, really spread wide into the soles of your feet. This time, see what it might feel like to inhale as you press up. If your back needs a little bit more support, switch your breath. Exhale on the way up. So there's no right or wrong with that. One way will feel more supportive to you. I vote for sticking with that one. Good. Let's do 2 more. Again, just kind of check in with the hips as we lift up this next time. Are they level? Does one feel like it's dipped down a little bit? If so, can you engage the gluteal muscles, the buttock muscles a little bit more on that side to level yourself off? Yep. One more breath holding. And then slowly come down. Long spine. Bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, a little rock, side to side. And keeping the knees and feet together, let's circle the legs around again. Massaging the sacrum. And the other way. Good, back to center. All right. Bringing your feet to the floor. Let's roll over onto our side. So I'm on my right side. You can come to whichever side you're most comfy with. To start, don't worry, we'll get them both in there. Head on your arm or on a little pillow. Knees bend in front of the hips. So we're going to come into this side legs or side body series that starts with the hips, travels up to the shoulder, and then we'll connect the two. All right, so from here, we're going to take this top leg and just bring it back behind that bottom foot. So in other words, left knee rests behind the right foot. Okay, your knee may or may not come all the way down to the floor. All right, coming into sort of a wide leg clam shell movement here to strengthen through the outer hip and gluteal muscles. So that left foot or that top foot's going to stay on the floor as you press that knee up. Now, check in here for a second with what the hips are doing. If it feels like you're rolling back, so when the knee lifts, if your whole body is sort of rolling back, try to keep your hips aligned on top of each other so we can really work to strengthen these muscles. Otherwise, we sort of lose that. And then the knee lowers down. Okay, so just slow and easy. We press up, the hips stay aligned, and then lower down. So you can keep a hand here on your hip just to kind of keep in check with what's going on there, or you can rest that hand in front of you. Do a couple more. About 2 more. Good. This last time, as the knee comes down, let everything melt. Even let the upper body release a little forward. Just take a breath there. All right, bring your knees back together. So knees stacked on top of each other. Okay, so now we're going to travel from the hips up to the shoulder. So this top arm is just going to rest down the side of your body. Now, we don't need to pin it to the side, but just let it float there and try to keep it from moving front and back of the body, but just down the side. So again, we can really focus on the shoulder movements. I'm just going to turn this music down a second here. All right, so we're coming into the somatic movement flow called the Celtic Cross. So let's find those 4 points. The first is just to squeeze the shoulder up towards the ear and then back down to neutral. A very familiar place for the shoulder. It likes to live up there. So again, little squeeze. And back to neutral. Just going to do that one more time. So we'll just do maybe 3-4 repetitions of each movement before we connect the dots, so to speak. Good. Pause for a second. Now we're going to press the shoulder down. So this is what you always hear me say, armpit to hip. Feel as if you could reach out through your fingertips. You might feel a little stretch in the neck there, and then release to neutral. Again, pressing the shoulder down towards the hips. We're starting to wake up these little muscles here, down under the scapula, down under the armpit. Release to neutral. Do that one more time, pressing down. And relax to center. Good. All right, this time we're gonna roll the shoulder forward so the arm makes that little spiral forward. Again, make sure it doesn't come to the front of the body. Again, it just hangs out here, relaxed on your side. Internal rotation of the shoulder forward and back to neutral. Now we're gonna add a little something with this one, okay? So we're gonna make this little like arch. So the shoulder lifts up and then rolls forward. And then up and back to neutral. So it gets a little fancy on this one. You do that again, little lift up and rolls forward. Up and comes back. Why don't we do that one more time? Up and forward. Up and center and pause. Do the same thing, but to the back. So now shoulder lifts up, rolling it back. So palm turns towards the sky. There's that little squeeze, the inner edge of the shoulder blade squeezing into the spine. Those are your postural muscles that you're probably feeling there. And release back to neutral. Neck soft. Again, shoulder flits up and wraps back. A little stretch through the chest. And back to neutral. How about just one more there? Lift, rolling back. Good. Neutral, pause, and relax. Alrighty, let's connect the dots. So we're going to make a circle. So let's find them first. Let's go up, back, down, and to the front. Get a nice juicy shoulder roll up, back, down, to the front. Now keep going. See if you can smooth it out a little bit more. Make it a little fluid. Remember, our juicy joints are nice, warm, happy, healthy joints and tissues and muscles. Waking up. All right, change direction. Breathing easy. All right, one more time around. Okay, come back to center. Just rest that arm down in front of you. Take a nice big cleansing breath. Just let that movement sink and soak in for a moment. What do you feel? Now we're going to start to connect a little bit more through the shoulder to the hip, through the side body. So bring your arm back down on your side, and from here, imagine you're sweeping your wing, your arm wing, up overhead And stay there for a second. And can you feel this top hip pressing away from the shoulder? So as you do that, the hips kind of tip a little, and you might feel this lift through the underside of your waistline. So we're just opening up the space between the bottom rib and the top of the hip, the shoulder to the hip, and then as the arm sweeps back down, relax everything. So just easy breezy, nothing forced. Just allow that length as the arm sweeps up, the hip presses out. And soften back down. So it's subtle, it's a small, very small range of motion. Inhale, lengthen. Kind of has that ooey gooey feel to it. Exhale, back down. We're going to change it a little bit now. So arm comes overhead. You're lengthening out through the hips. Stay there. Press your leg out. So down towards the end of your mat. Getting longer toes to fingers. Good. Stay there for a second. Just lower the leg down, arm down right where you are. It's sort of that melty, floppy feel. Now from here, reach back out. So your leg comes about hip high, arm about shoulder height. Everything's going to move to the front of the body for our spacewalk, as I call it. So the arm sweeps forward, the knee bends into the chest. They go by each other like two ships in the night. Okay. Leg presses back out, arm sweeps overhead. So again, it's slow with the breath. So with an exhalation, gather the belly in as everything moves to the front, and then inhale, extend back out. Exhale, belly hugs in. Inhale, extend out. So we're moving with our breath again. Last one. Into that final reach. Again, you're just going to lower the leg, the arm there, just melt, melt, melt in. Good. Bring the arm down, the knees restack on top of each other, and just take a little wiggle or a little rock forward and back there. All right. Now you have a choice here. We're going to come into our twist. You can keep the knees stacked on top of one another, or you could extend that bottom leg all the way out and drop that top knee to the floor in front of you. So yogi's choice. I'll do this one. The arms making a big circle around your body. So it sweeps up. There's that nice side body stretch we just had. Now, as you start to roll back, think coming from the belly. Belly rolls open. The ribs roll back. The chest opens. Now, your knee may or may not stay on the floor. Mine's not, and that's absolutely fine. Continue circling the arms. Sweep it down over the hip. Make that big clock or a big circle around your body and forward. Let's inhale. Make it yummy for yourself. Inhale as you open. Exhale, sweeping down and around. So we're sort of rolling forward, rolling back. How about one more time? And this time, if it feels nice to linger a little longer anywhere along the way, feel free. Taking a breath or three there. Where can you soften? Where can you melt? When you're ready, continue your path of motion so the arm sweeps down and around. And this time just coming back onto your side. Knees restack if they were not. Nice big breath. Okay, Coming up from here, we're going to do a little fancy here, so hang tight. We're going to press the floor away, and I'm separating my legs again into that sort of that Z sit that we were in for the clamshell, right? We were here. So I'm kind of coming back into that shape again with the legs, a mermaid tail, if you will. If that's not good for your body, just swing that back leg around and come to cross-legged. Otherwise, it's just a little mermaid stretch. So holding on to that left shin, sweeping that right arm up, up and a little over, just something kind of yummy. Now watch if the head's pulling away from the arm, bring it back. Come out, then keep your ear towards your arm, breathing into that right side of you. And release center. Good. All right. Swing it all around. Come on down to the left side, or whichever side you've not done yet. And we're going back to the beginning of our series. So first, just getting there. Adjusting your clothes, wiggling around till that feels most comfy. And our start position is that top knee behind the front foot. I always feel like I have to move that bottom hip around a little bit. Okay, so we're starting with that wide leg clamshell. That top foot stays on the floor. We just press that knee up and down. Check in with your hips. Make sure they're staying nice and steady. Working on a little stability and strength. And you're just breathing naturally. Good. Take your time, a few more. Two more. Last one. Relax as that knee comes down. Just let everything melt. You might even feel your weight roll a little forward. So we're kind of in that flop, letting go. All right, then we'll bring the knees back on top of each other. And we're heading up to the shoulders. So that top arm just rests down the side of your body, keeping just a little bit of a core connection here, just enough to be able to maintain length of the spine so the back doesn't get archy, just in case it wants to go there. So nothing rigid. All right, first shoulder movement. Shrugging up to the ear, back to neutral. Up. And back to neutral. Just noticing, now that you kind of know where we're going, maybe closing your eyes, coming inside the movement, can you feel the contrast between the squeeze and then the release? And then pause for a moment here. Okay, this time we're pressing down, so armpit to the hip as though you could reach beyond your fingers. And release. Can you feel the muscles that are doing that? Can you feel those little muscles under the armpit, under the shoulder blade, down through your side that are engaging to pull the shoulder down? Let's say hello to them. And then just come back to neutral and pause. All right, we're rolling forward next, so that's that internal rotation. So the arm again is just going to stay on the side of the body as it rotates in, shoulder forward, and back to neutral. As the shoulder rolls forward, feel that kind of opening up around the back of the shoulder blade. And then feel shoulder blade coming back to neutral. Let's do a couple more of that one. I forgot. Let's add that little lift of the shoulder up and then roll forward. I think that adds a interesting dynamic to the movement. And then up to come back. So it's like this little half arch. Up and over. Would that be a quarter arch? I guess it would be a quarter rainbow. And then up and back. All right, how about one more just to feel that kind of glide and roll forward, glide up and back to the center and pause for a breath. All right, let's do that to the back. So let's take it right into that little lift up and then wrap the shoulder blade back. Up to neutral. Just keep playing with that. Notice what's moving smoothly, what's feeling a little sticky or staccato-y with your movements. Feel this gentle warming and awakening of areas that can really be tight a lot of the times. We're just starting to say hello to them. One more time. As you come back to center, pause for a breath. We're going to take it into our circle. So wrapping the shoulder back and lifting up and rolling forward and gliding down. So again, playing here now as you keep moving. Notice if your body wants to come and play with that movement a little too. So as the shoulder rolls back, maybe the back arches a little, the chest opens a little. And as the shoulder rolls forward, maybe we kind of round in a little. So just see what wants to happen there. And let's go the other direction. Smooth transition to the other way. Articulating through the shoulder. How does it feel good to move through your body today? One more time around. We're going to take this side a little bit more fluidly now. So as we press the shoulder down, take that right into your arm wings, sweeping up, lengthen out through the hip. Feel the waistline getting longer. And then the arm sweeps down, the hip relaxes. Inhale, creating the length. Perhaps feel that underside of the waistline lifting up. And then back down. See if you can kind of find that ooey gooey feel to the movement. Length. Release. We'll do that one more time. Okay, we're going to come back into our length. Extend the leg out. Long reach through your body. Let's take a melt for a second. Just lower the arm and leg right there. Nice big breath. Reaching back out. And moving to the front this time. The knee bends into the chest. The arm sweeps forward and back. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale, gather the belly in as the knee and arm sweep forward. Going on our spacewalk. Inhale, arriving here. Exhale, releasing now. Just staying connected. Breathing. Last time. Good. Find that final reach as you get there. Melt the arm and leg down. Let everything go. Slide the hand in front of you, and yogi's choice to bring the knees on top of each other again, or to extend that bottom leg out. Top knee finds the floor, or maybe even a little cushion underneath the knee if you like. Let's reach out through the arm, the fingertips, and then sweeping up. Rolling open. So we're going to let the hips roll back with us this time. Open the belly, the ribs, the chest, the shoulder, the arm. And then continue sweeping the arm down and around. What is it about that? I hope it feels as good in your bodies as it does in mine. Keep flowing. Inhale as you roll open. Exhale, sweep down and around. This last time, it might feel nice to linger a little longer somewhere along the way. See where that might feel good to you. Head soft, jaw, shoulders melty, back, hips. And then just keep sweeping the arm all the way down. We're going to roll back onto our side. The hand comes in front of you. Knees come back together and just take that gentle rock forward and back, calming, soothing, nourishing little rock. Good. All right, from here, one more movement before we find a little relaxation. So just roll over onto your belly. And we're going to come into Sphinx Pose. So the elbows have a couple of options here. They can be directly underneath your shoulders, forearms parallel to each other. If that, however, brings you into a little too much of a arch or curve of the low back, just slide the elbows forward. Okay, and we're going to start in a melt. So just sinking down, let the belly relax, the ribs, the chest, kind of melt, melt down through the shoulders. And then just gently pressing down through the pubic bone, down through the tops of the legs and feet. Imagine you are a hot air balloon. As you inhale, you start to float up out of the shoulders. So I'm gently pressing down through the elbows, through the forearms, finding an easy length. Okay, I'm going to maintain that little lift and isometrically draw the elbows back towards the hips so the ribs sort of telescope a little forward. Again, if that's too much in your low back, bring it down a little. Draw your lower belly muscles just above the pubic bone in and up. Supporting your back. And just take a little head rotation side to side here. Easy breezy through your neck. Back to neutral for one more breath. And slowly melt all the way down. We'll take the elbows wide, the hands stack under the head, and everything relaxes. Wiggle out your hips. Let everything sort of flop. And as you deepen into your breath, feel your breath creating this whole internal body massage. And from here, yogi's choice. We have two options. You can press back into child's pose, or just roll onto your side, bend the knees in, kind of do a little sideline child's pose. You can kind of curl in or pull a knee towards you if you wish, or if you prefer, press up and back to child's pose. Wherever you are, just relax there for a moment or three. Okay, take your time coming up out of this pose, and from here, we will gather all of our goodies for our final pose, which is waterfall. So maybe grabbing a chair or scooting on over to your couch. Gather up your warm fuzzies if you need them. Legs over something supported from the knee down to the ankle. Yeah. Just adjusting everything for comfort there. Wiggling around till everything feels just right, and you can settle in, settle down. And as you're getting comfy, let's do a little palming for the eyes here. So just rubbing the hands together, get them nice and warm. Get a little energy flow in there. And cupping the hands over the eyes. Let that warmth and calming energy flow into you. Just receiving the warmth, the touch of your hands. Everything softens and relaxes. Take another easy breath here. Give yourself a little forehead massage. Any way that feels good to you there. Maybe running your fingers through your scalp, over your scalp, a little shampoo massage, if you will. And just letting the arms come down to rest comfortably by your sides or on your body. Knowing that all of your doing is now done, taking some quiet time just for you here, now, letting everything else go as much as possible. The support of the ground holding you. Just feeling that you are connected. I am connected body, to yourself, to your breath, to this feeling of rest. And we'll just take another few moments here with our connection. I am connected mantra or affirmation. I am tuned in. I'm tuned into this moment. I step into the flow, stepping into this flow and ease. I have all that I need. I have all that I need to be right here, right now. And the rest, I let go. Again, I am tuned in. I step into the flow. I have all that I need. And the rest, I let go. Just taking a few deeper breaths again now. Feeling this quality of ease within you, body, mind, and heart. And if you're ready to come back, let's just start to find a little wiggle and stretch through toes and fingers. Otherwise, feel free to stay a little longer. Maybe even have a little bit of a yoga nap if you need. Maybe stretching through your body. Bringing the knees to you and rolling onto your side. Pausing right there. Take your time. Coming back up to sitting again. Feeling everything reorganizing, realigning. And we're just going to close back in center with our mantra for a little meditation, just to touch in. Hands to the heart, bowing into your sweet heart, affirming, I am tuned in. I step into the flow. I have all that I need. And the rest, I let go. Thank you for a beautiful practice today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.